In this class, we're going to learn how to do color work, sometimes called fair isle. We'll be making a hat using two colors of my Wildflower Garden 100% superwash bulky yarn. You need at least two colors. I'm going to be using several as I have a lot of yarn that I want to get used up. I do know I'm going to use this as my background color. We always have what we call a background color and a pattern color. You need to be sure and have these two colors with good contrast. This is a tonal. It has a few speckles, but it really doesn't have much color pattern in it, where this one has a lot of different colors and variations. This works well with this, or would work with this one. Would probably not do real well with this one because there's not a lot of tonal variation in it. They're the same intensity of color. This would need to be a much lighter color or a darker color for this to be really have good contrast. What we don't want to do is use two hand-painted colors with a lot of color variation such as this. These are not going to work well together. They're just not going to have enough punch to see the pattern. So I think I'm going to use this one for my background. I'm going to add in this one and possibly this one. And I may use this one, but it's only going to be against with these two together. These two would not be together in the same row. So we'll be using one of my Colorwork hat patterns. For this one, I'm using the Peaks pattern. On any kind of a fair isle pattern, you'll have a chart such as this. You're going to read the chart from the bottom row, working upward, and from right to left. So this first row, none of the blocks are colored in, and that means that every stitch in this pattern repeat are made with using the background color. And it also says it up here in the directions. Row 1 uses just the background color. It's basically a foundation row to get you out of the ribbing and into the patterning of the hat. Then when we come up to row 2, you'll see that the first block is colored in. So that one is going to be knit with your pattern color, and then the next 7 stitches will be knit in the background color. And this chart is 8 stitches wide. It'll be repeated 9 times to take you around the 72 stitches of the hat. But let's get to the cast on. I like to use a good stretchy cast on for a hat. My favorite is the Old Norwegian cast on. It's a long tail cast on, but it gives a good firm edge with some good stretch. I also am a loose knitter. We'll be knitting our hat in a US 10 needle, a 16-inch circular needle in a size 10. But since I am a loose knitter, I like to do my cast on and my ribbing in a needle size 2 sizes smaller than the hat will be knit in. So I'm going to be using a US size 8 for my cast on. If you're a tight knitter and you don't have trouble with your ribbing being loose, then go ahead and use your size 10. It's just a personal preference. It's just something that I found good success with. So I know we're gonna need to cast on 73 stitches. And from experience, I've been knitting a lot of hats. It takes about 1.5 yards of yarn to make this cast on. So I'm starting with the tail, and I'm just going to measure out with my arms about 1.5 yards, and that puts us right here. The first thing we need is a slip knot. Now, if you don't know how, a slip knot is very easy. You're just going to hold the yarn, wrap it around 2 fingers, like that. We've just wrapped around 2 fingers, and then reach in this loop that you just made and pull the yarn loop through. That is a slip knot, and it'll pull right out like that. So I'll do it again for you. Wrap it around your 2 fingers to make a loop, reach through the loop, grab the loop of yarn and pull it through. We'll tension that onto our needle, like so. Then we've got two ends of yarn. This one comes off the ball and this one is the end. So you're going to grab those, one around your thumb and one around your first finger. And I apologize for the dye on my fingers. I dyed yarn today, and no matter what, I end up with stained fingers. So you're going to have one loop going around your thumb, one around your forefinger, and then the rest are held with your other two fingers. I'll do that again. Just like that, kind of like a slingshot. And I lost it. We'll start over. All right, just like that. The yarns are nicely tensioned, easy for me to hold on to. All right, now to do this cast on, we're gonna take our needle, scoop under these two that are around our thumb, go into that opening by the thumb, then twist our thumb around, such as that, and then grab with the needle the yarn around our first finger and pull it through that loop that now is around our thumb. Then I release my thumb and I use it to tension the yarn. We'll do it again. Under, in, rotate your thumb, grab it off your first finger, and then through that hole. Under, in this opening, rotate the thumb, grab it off the first finger, and then pull it through that opening and tension. So feel free to replay this video, slow it down until you get it. Eventually it will become second nature to you. Now you'll notice that after 6, 7, 8 stitches, with my thumb making that rotation, look how it's causing the yarn to come untwisted. So every few stitches, I'm just going to let go, let that yarn come back with the twist, and then pick it up and go again. Now I lost it. Okay. So for your hat, cast on 72 stitches. 73 stitches, my bad. 73 stitches for this. And then you will be ready for the next video. We'll be knitting the ribbing next.